Good evening. Welcome back to Whispers Before Sleep. I'm grateful you're here. Tonight, I won't take you to a hidden garden or a quiet little shop. Instead, we will simply walk through the rain. The kind of gentle rain that taps softly against windows, that fills the streets with tiny reflections of city lights, and somehow makes the world feel a little quieter. Somewhere beneath that rain, there is an old umbrella. Nothing about it seems remarkable. Its handle is slightly worn. Its fabric has been stitched more than once. Yet, over many years, it quietly passes from one pair of hands to another, changing lives in ways no one ever notices. So, take one slow breath, listen to the rain, and let's begin. This is the umbrella that never chose its own. The rain had been falling since late afternoon, not loudly, not briskly, just enough to make people walk a little faster. Streetlights reflected in the wet pavement like a tiny golden stars. Cars moved slowly to the quiet streets. Raindrops gathered on windows, then gently slipped downward. A young architect named Noah stood beneath the small roof of a bus stop. He had forgotten his umbrella that morning. Now, he watched the rain and sighed. The last bus had already left. Home was still 20 minutes away. Around him, people hurried past beneath colorful umbrellas. Some laughed together. Some walked alone. Some disappeared into the evening without looking back. Then, an elderly woman approached. She paused beside Noah. Without saying a word, she held out her umbrella. "You will need this more than I do." Noah blinked in surprise. "But what about you?" The woman smiled. "I only live across the street." Before he could answer, she gently placed the umbrella into his hands. Then, with nothing but her raincoat and a warm smile, she quietly walked away. Noah stood there for several moments, watching her disappear into the soft curtain of rain. He looked down at the umbrella. Its wooden handle was smooth with age. A small piece of blue thread had been sewn into one corner. Someone had cared enough to repair it, instead of replacing it. As Noah opened the umbrella, he made himself one quiet promise. One day, he would pass it on. The next morning, the rain had stopped. The city looked refreshed. Tiny puddles reflected the bright morning sky. Leaves sparkled beneath the sunlight. Noah carefully dried the old umbrella before placing it beside his apartment door. He couldn't stop thinking about the elderly woman. She had trusted a complete stranger, not because she knew him, but because she believed kindness was worth the risk. Days turned into weeks. The umbrella stayed near the door. Whenever rain clouds gathered, Noah reached for it. Each time, his fingers brushed against the tiny piece of blue thread stitched into one corner. He often wondered, who had sewn it there? A parent? A husband? A daughter? Perhaps someone who couldn't bear to throw away something that still had more journeys ahead. One rainy Friday evening, as Noah walked home from work, he noticed a university student standing outside a convenience store. She held a notebook tightly against her chest. Her backpack was soaked. The rain showed no sign of stopping. Without thinking, Noah walked toward her. "You can borrow this?" She looked surprised. I couldn't. You can. I only ask one thing. She tilted her head. When someone else needs it more than you, pass it on. The student accepted the umbrella with both hands. She smiled. Not the polite smile people wear in passing, but the kind that reaches the eyes. The kind that quietly says, "Thank you for seeing me." Noah watched her disappear into the rain. For a brief moment, he missed the umbrella. Then he remembered the elderly woman. Perhaps this was exactly where it was supposed to be. The young student's name was Mia. She loved books. She loved sketching old buildings. And she dreamed of becoming an illustrator one day. Life, however, had become difficult. Between school, part-time work, and caring for her younger brother, dreams often felt like something she had placed on a shelf for someday. That evening, she walked home beneath the old umbrella. For the first time in weeks, she was not rushing. The rain became something she could listen to instead of escape. Each raindrop tapped gently against the fabric overhead, almost like a quiet rhythm. When she arrived home, she noticed the small blue thread stitched into the corner. It reminded her of the careful stitcher her grandmother used to make whenever their clothes tore. Her grandmother often said, "If something still has purpose, don't replace it. Care for it." The words stayed with Mia. The following month, her illustration professor announced a community art project. Students were invited to paint murals at the Children's Reading Center. There was no prize, no grades, only volunteers. Many classmates declined. They were too busy. Mia almost declined too. Then she remembered the umbrella. Someone had once chosen kindness without expecting anything in return. Perhaps she could do the same. She spent 3 weekends painting colorful stories across the walls of the reading center. When the children arrived, their eyes widened with wonder. One little boy looked at the painted stars and whispered, "It feels like books can fly." Mia smiled. As she walked home that evening, rain began to fall once again. She opened the umbrella and quietly whispered, "I think I understand now." The umbrella had never been about the rain. It had always been about reminding people that goodness grows when it is shared. Months passed. The seasons changed. The umbrella quietly continued its journey. One cool autumn evening, Mia had just finished volunteering at the Children's Reading Center. Dark clouds slowly gathered overhead. She opened the familiar umbrella. The tiny blue thread was still there, still holding together the small corner that had once been torn. As she walked through a quiet neighborhood park, she noticed an elderly man sitting alone on a wooden bench. He wasn't trying to avoid the rain. He simply remained there, watching the leaves drip gently to the ground. His coat was becoming wet. His hat offered little protection. Mia slowed her steps, then quietly walked toward him. "Would you like to borrow this?" The old man smiled kindly. "I could not possibly." "You can, but you will get wet." Mia smiled. "I live just around the corner." It wasn't entirely true. Home was still several streets away, but somehow that didn't matter. The old man accepted the umbrella with both hands. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then he said softly, "My wife used to carry an umbrella just like this." Mia smiled. "I hope this one keeps you company tonight." She walked home beneath the gentle rain. By the time she arrived, Her sleeves were soaked. Her shoes were damp. But strangely, her heart felt lighter than it had in weeks. Sometimes, kindness asks us to become a little uncomfortable so someone else can feel a little more at peace. Winter quietly arrived. The city slowed beneath cool mornings and long evenings. The elderly man, whose name was Mr. Daniel, kept the umbrella near his front door, not because he believed it belonged to him, but because he had begun to understand some things are only ours for a little while. One snowy afternoon, he visited the hospital for a routine appointment. As he prepared to leave, he noticed a young nurse standing near the entrance. She searched her bag with a worried expression. "The rain started sooner than I expected," she whispered. Mr. Daniel looked at the umbrella, then at the young nurse. Without hesitation, he held it out. "I think this has another journey to make." The nurse blinked in surprise. "Oh, I couldn't take your umbrella." He chuckled softly. "My dear, it has never truly belonged to me." She accepted it carefully. Before she could ask another question, Mr. Daniel simply smiled. "If one day you meet someone who needs it more than you, you'll know what to do." The nurse nodded. She watched him walk away beneath the hospital's covered entrance. Then she opened the umbrella. As it unfolded, she noticed the tiny blue thread. She gently ran her fingers across it. Someone, long before her, had taken the time to mend what could have been thrown away. She smiled. Perhaps people could be like that too. Perhaps kindness was not about grand gestures. Perhaps it was simply choosing, again and again, not to give up on one another. Outside, the rain continued to fall softly. The umbrella moved quietly through another evening, still never choosing its owner, only its next opportunity to remind someone that goodness grows when it is shared. Before you fall asleep tonight, think about the people whose kindness quietly shaped your life. Perhaps it was someone who held the door open when your hands were full, a teacher who believed in you before you believed in yourself, a friend who listened without trying to fix everything, or a stranger who simply smiled arrived on a difficult day. Many of the moments that change us are not the loud ones. They are quiet, ordinary, almost easy to forget, and yet they stay with us. The beautiful thing about kindness is this: it does not ask to be remembered, it only asks to be repeated. So if tomorrow gives you the chance to make someone's day a little lighter, a little warmer, a little less lonely, take it. You may never know how far that kindness will travel, but perhaps, like the old umbrella, it will continue its journey long after you'd let it go. Thank you for spending this rainy evening with me. I hope tonight's story reminded you that even the simplest acts of kindness can echo far beyond the moment they begin. As you close your eyes, may your heart feel a little lighter. May your mind grow quiet. And may tomorrow bring you an opportunity to be someone's shelter, even in a small way, until our paths cross again. Sleep peacefully, dream gently, and remember, the world is often changed not by extraordinary people, but by ordinary people who choose kindness, one small moment at a time. Good night.